The new route of the cleansing operation is the southern line. After the north of the Gaza Strip, the prediction I made in my last video was confirmed with the operation that started in the south. The Israeli forces are hunting Hamas commanders one by one, and it seems that the most detailed operation of the last period has been carried out today. As a large part of the Israeli forces entered Khan Yunis, drones broadcast images that would change the course of the operation and carried out very violent attacks. The most important Hamas commander of the Nukba organization was officially eliminated today, and a major victory was achieved. Simultaneously, in the center of Gaza City, Hamas's attack force was completely destroyed. The IDF Air Force and the Golani Brigade carried out the most successful operation of the war, destroying 748 Hamas rocket launchers. Hamas is no longer able to launch rocket attacks, and the terrorist organization surrenders en masse. The members of the organization began to come out of their hiding places because they had lost all their strength. The IDF is now dominating the battle, and there are 4 main areas left. If clearing operations are completed and full control is established over these points, the most powerful terrorist organization supported by Hamas and Iran will completely collapse. I strongly recommend that you watch the video to the end because very important and detailed events affecting the course of the war took place today. All of the reports I have published are interconnected, and I think that the report I shared at the end of the day and at the end of the video is a very valuable main operation. Therefore, if you follow the entire report to the end, you will be able to understand the main operation that is being organized much better. Let's quickly move on to the most important and critical reports of the day without wasting time. Yesterday, I mentioned that the first cleanup operation started in Gaza, and that Hamas was stupid enough to target itself with its own rocket. In the meantime, the operation of the Israeli forces succeeded very quickly. At the end of my video yesterday, I made a prediction that these clearing operations would soon move to the south and that Khan Yunis would be surrounded. Today, a massive operation has begun in almost all of the south, and the top Hamas commanders are being eliminated one by one. I can also say that Hamas's power has collapsed in the south today. At dawn, a record number of Israeli forces between the Khan Yunis and Maghazi lines were dispatched from Israeli territory, and infantry were transferred to the checkpoint. In the meantime, the Golani Brigade, in coordination with the drones, began the major operation. With the start of the operation, the operators directed the drones to the Maghazi area and collected images from the target points for a long time. A person known as the intelligence commander of Hamas and 3 members of the terrorist organization were caught on the radar of the drones. 4 members of the organization were observed leaving a building and trying to enter a building used as a headquarters with heavy weapons in their hands. While the members of the organization were running fast through the alleys, the unmanned aerial vehicle continued to take images, and no attack was carried out in this process. Later, 4 people reached the building used as a headquarters, and the building was marked during this process. Shortly afterwards, a new group of 13 people entered the building, and the attack part of the operation started in this process. 3 unmanned aerial vehicles started to move towards the target with armor-piercing ammunition. As terrorist organization members gathered in the area, 6 major attacks were carried out, and the building was completely destroyed. Unmanned aerial vehicles did not leave the area and continued to take images. After the first attack, the Golani Brigade quickly entered the attacked area and started checking. After the controls, the troops withdrew from the area, and it was reported that dozens of rockets belonging to Hamas exploded due to the airstrike, while the commander of the Nukba Brigade and the terrorist members with him were neutralized. After the Maghazi operation, all the conditions were in place for the main operation to begin in the Khan Yunis area. The IDF suddenly advanced to the border of the operation line. While unmanned aerial vehicles were again observed collecting images from the area, Israel's 36th Division mobilized. With the mobilization of the troops, the unmanned aerial vehicles started to hit 8 separate target points. When the 36th Division reached the center, clashes started in the area, and in about half an hour, Israeli forces broke the resistance and entered the area. In the first operation in the center of Khan Yunis, 20 Hamas members were neutralized. However, it was observed that Hamas members hiding in the surrounding buildings opened fire. After the coordinates of the unmanned aerial vehicles were reported, the sudden attacks started. The unmanned aerial vehicles hit the Hamas members, organizing attacks from the surrounding buildings and completely cleared the area. The 36th and 98th Divisions, after a detailed search and control of the operation points, reported that one more Nukhba Brigade commander was eliminated in the Khan Yunis area. After the elimination of Hamas's top commanders, known as the Brain Trust, approximately 40 members of the terrorist organization reportedly surrendered. But the operation that dealt the biggest blow to Hamas took place in the center of Gaza. The most critical operation of the day, which I mentioned at the beginning of the video, took place in the center of Gaza. With the start of the operation, which was jointly organized by the Israeli Air Force and drones, it was seen that a large number of drones were gathering images in the center of Gaza. Hamas uses the health and education complexes in the area as its headquarters and fires a large number of rockets from them. We also saw this in the first days of the war. We know that there are headquarters and tunnels coming out from under the health complexes. In this process, it was observed that Hamas was preparing a major attack on 2 points. It is worth mentioning that the images of the unmanned aerial vehicles publish the operation images in official sources. Unmanned aerial vehicles continued to take images from the region, and after a flight of about 45 minutes, 2 targets were marked. After 2 targets were marked, fighter jets took action with full ammunition. The warplanes simultaneously carried out 41 attacks in the region, and there were huge explosions in the region. Hamas's rocket systems were hit, causing huge explosions and detonations. After the targets were destroyed, Israeli forces moved into the area for control and investigation. In the process, a major report was published. Exactly 748 Hamas rocket launcher systems and thousands of rockets were destroyed as a result of the attacks. I can say that the attack eliminated Hamas's biggest attack power. After the successful conclusion of the operation, I can say that Hamas's attack power is almost over. Because after the targets were destroyed, it was observed that only 4 rockets attacked the Israeli forces. As you know, Hamas has been constantly launching attacks with homemade rockets. Most of these attacks either explode or are destroyed by air defense systems before they even reach the target, but in the end, this attack poses a threat. With the success of the operation, I think that 70% of Hamas attack power with rockets has been destroyed. We can understand this from the fact that the number of attacks has decreased significantly. Before ending our video, I would like to give you a short reminder that we follow and analyze the current and accurate news for you moment by moment. We share with you the news we receive from more than 100 correspondents in the region and the reports we obtain from military public information systems. It is also worth mentioning that we work more than 15 hours a day. Therefore, if you would like to make a donation, please click on the Super Thank You button. Your donations enable us to reach more people with our news and provide better quality reports. We have come to the end of another video. We will continue to convey the events of the following hours to you quickly and accurately. We continue to convey the events to you objectively. You can like the videos to support us. You can also subscribe to the channel to make it easier to follow new videos. I wish you all a happy day and see you soon.